article now that I found in the Huffington Post, and it's in respect to Jeremy Hunt's stirring an uncomfortable debate about the elderly in Britain, and the headline is "Unlearning How to Treat the Elderly," which I think was a very interesting title for this particular comment by Shahana Khan, "Unlearning How to Treat the Elderly." And basically what this article was getting at is the fact that we need to have a debate on how we treat the elderly within Western society. And one of the things that Shahana Khan said was that we tend to make a lot of excuses, such as the fact that we don't have time to take care of our elderly or our parents. Yeah. It's financial, sometimes parents can be in another city from children, and it's a very long and arduous thing to do to take care of your parents. But for us as Muslims, we know that this is an honour. And she talked about how this is, resonant of capitalist and liberalist societies, where you put yourself in front and everybody else is at the back. And what kind of society, what kind of good society treats their vulnerable and their elderly disrespectfully?
What really struck me about this article, actually, was when it said these people, these elderly people, elderly vulnerable people, are the us of yesterday.
Exactly.
And that's quite frightening, isn't it?
Absolutely. There's just no respect. They're the ones who looked after us when we were vulnerable, and now that they're vulnerable, we want to. We don't want to know, isn't it?
One of the interesting things that Jeremy Hunt even hinted at is how we may have to learn from other cultures, such as the Asian culture, where there is a greater network and family support, which I think is particularly interesting. She goes on to talk about the Islamic structure, and she highlights the verse in which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that we must look after our parents and not be disrespectful to them. So inshallah, hopefully this is a debate that will be carried forward. But, looking at this, I thought to myself, subhanAllah, Islam has it covered, isn't it?
Exactly.
So it's, absolutely fantastic. Okay, Jazakumullah khairan, sisters, for that. Before we move to a break, we have been running a regular weekly poll, and this week we asked you, is it hard to hold on to our Islamic values living in a Western society? We will be revealing the poll results later on in the show to see what you thought. See you in a few minutes when we delve straight into our main discussion in Her Views, inshallah, where we discuss whether women have their fair deal in the workplace. See you in 3. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
The 6th Global Peace and Unity Festival, brought to you in association with Libara Mobile. Naturally restore, relieve, refresh, and protect your skin with Medina Healthcare's Heavenly Moisture Face Cream. With a refreshing black seed oil formula and using only the purest ingredients, Medina Healthcare's Heavenly Moisture is ideal for Hajj and Umrah and is certified by the HFA and Vegan Society. The Heavenly Face Cream contains no perfume and provides intensive moisture for every skin type. Medina Healthcare, enhancing your well-being, both physically and spiritually.
The Yusuf Islam Foundation presents Islamia Girls' School. Established 25 years ago, we are a secondary girls' school ranked amongst the highest in the London Borough of Brent. In 2013, students took an average of 14 GCSEs, and over 60% of all GCSE grades were A-star to A. Our subjects include the full national curriculum, plus art, Arabic, food tech, and much more. We also offer an exciting array of after-school clubs. Come and visit us to see how your daughter can benefit.
Hajj, a journey to the blessed land, a journey to the house of Allah, a journey you will never forget. To perform this spiritual journey of a lifetime, start saving with Oasis today. Invest in your future. The Oasis Crescent Way, the compliant way. For more information, visit our offices at 50 Hands Crescent, Knightsbridge, or call us on 0808 238 7543.
Southwest Pakistan has been struck by 2 devastating earthquakes. Muslim Hands has a dedicated team on the ground to help the people affected. Thousands are now left open to the elements as weather conditions change. help us save lives, so together we can provide food, shelter and medical aid immediately. Your urgent help is needed to an already impoverished area. Visit muslimhands.org.uk or call us today.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome back. You're watching Women's AM with myself, Adama, and on the panel today we have Sister Liz, Sister Zainab and Sister Nazmeen Akhtar. I just wanted to ask you, Sister, if you could just introduce yourself and what you do. I believe that you work for Muslim Women's Network UK.
Of course, yes. So I'm the Vice Chair of Muslim Women's Network UK, and we are a national women's organisation in the UK that represent all Muslim women, irrespective of race, ethnicity, etc. And our work is essentially quite wide-ranging. So we work on forced marriages, violence against women, Islam and human rights, and all of these. Essentially, it's all about just empowering Muslim women to be effective contributors to society.
And what sort of propelled you to want to kind of go into this area of work?
Well, it was really while I was at university, or even, you know, just as a member of the community, you're seeing Muslim women being, well, essentially treated like second-class citizens, or all the stereotypes around it. I thought, no, I want to make a difference about it. Came across Muslim Women's Network UK and joined as a board member, and mashallah, since then we've been doing quite a lot of good work. This year especially has been a very busy but interesting year, and we're hoping to carry on in that sense and carry on making changes and differences.
Having spoken earlier, I believe that you and your organisation published a report about, was it child sexual abuse?
It was, yes. Yeah. So, well, with that one, it was essentially, obviously, we all know in the media for the last year or so, over 2 years even, maybe, all the grooming cases, and we're focusing on the race and religion, so essentially Muslim groomers or Asian groomers, and going on about how it was racially motivated or faith motivated, completely ignoring the fact that actually it's just about vulnerable girls who, unfortunately, due to their circumstances, just more prone to being targeted by these men. So we published the report on child sexual abuse, which shows that actually the victims are wide-ranging, as are the perpetrators. So we had perpetrators from all races, all religions, different backgrounds, you know. It's not all just one stereotype at all. There's no one offender profile. It was just to highlight the fact that actually stop focusing on the wrong aspect, focus on the crime itself, and that way we can actually tackle it.
That's amazing and important work that you're doing, and inshallah, hopefully we'll get to know more about your your line of work, inshallah ta'ala. Moving on now to today's topic, let's go straight to her views, where today we discuss whether women still have a fair deal in the workplace. A career can give a person a great deal of purpose and direction in life, as well as the ability to provide for their families. Many women enter the workplace hoping to reach high levels of achievement, but the reality is a little more hard-edged. Problems with treatment by other employees, pay and the possible cost to family life can make work life a series of trials. Today we hope to explore some of the problems women may face whilst they're seeking practical solutions that we can all utilise. But shortly before this, we will now go to a clip.
Career can bring happiness, confidence and financial stability in a woman's life, but it can also be stressful, tiring and difficult for them to balance professional and domestic life. Getting into the right career is not the only difficulty a woman has to face. Sometimes she has to start the fight from her own home. When Inspector Shahzadi Gilani, the highest-ranking female police officer in Pakistan's most conservative province, wanted to join the force, she had to defy her father, forego marriage and pay for her own basic training. Her father and 7 brothers were horrified.
As soon as I cleared my BSc and the result came out, I told my father I wanted to join the police. I begged and pleaded and refused to eat anything for a whole week. Finally, I was allowed to join.
After a week of starvation, Gilani's father gave in, but she had to face 3 conditions from her father. Be brave, marry your job, bring a friend. Women police were not respected when Galani first joined, but over the next 19 years, she battled bandits, earthquakes and militants, and helped in changing the stigma attached with working women.
Of course there are difficulties, but they need to be faced. Even now when we go to our villages, we wear the all-enveloping burqa, because that is our culture. But my image as a police officer is different from my image back home. I have to keep both separate.
For her, the biggest challenge is helping new female recruits, but basic barriers and tough working conditions make recruitment hard. The Peshawar women-only station gets about 50 complaints a year, far less than a male-run station. Station head Samina Zafar hopes they can run the station peacefully.
It is my wish that now that the women police station is actually running, and we have also been given a building, this place should work properly, just like the rest of the police stations.
There was a time when working women were viewed as immoral and unfeminine. Some accused working women of being negligent mothers. Women employees have to face discrimination in workplaces. But have times changed for working women in this age?
Okay, so Sister Liz, what did you think about that clip highlighting some of the issues that Muslim women face going into the police force?
I mean, it's, you know, some good things, some bad things, I think. I liked the idea of a women-only police station. I thought that was really good. But the comment that I've forgotten the sister's name, the highest-ranking police officer, saying about wearing the burqa because it's part of her culture and keeping the two identities separate. Actually, our identity as a Muslim woman kind of transcends all of those things. And it shouldn't be that we've kind of got two separate identities. It should be all-encompassing. And I think when women going into careers, this is something that we should be mindful of. I know we're going to talk about this a bit later, inshallah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I think the clip highlighted one of the issues in one particular area in the workplace. I'll just come to you, Nasmeen. What problems do women in the UK face when entering the workforce?
Well, where do I start? There's that many that we come across. I mean, to begin with, it's usually an issue of stereotyping in the sense that, for example, do we give this woman a job over a man because maybe this woman is going to one day get married and have children? How long can we get out of her? There's also issues about pay differences. We've had case studies, for example, where we've been told that a Muslim woman has received less than a non-Muslim man, or alternatively than a non-Muslim woman. And this is issues like all across the board, not just Muslim women. But it comes out of it that she couldn't do anything about it because she knew that if she talked about it, she'd be classed as a troublemaker. And by being a troublemaker, then you might not even have a job to begin with. And it's all that, that fear of, should I talk? Will they say that I just have a chip on my shoulder? That they just that we just think that actually she thinks that she deserves more, but she doesn't. And all these fears and concerns just mean that people are just silenced, and as a result, the situation carries on and the problems continue.
There is definitely a range of issues that we could definitely discuss, and I'm sure that our viewers would agree that there is a wide-ranging of issues that a lot of Muslim women and women generally also face in the workplace. And if you have any comments or questions in respect to this topic, our lines are opened as well, and our number should be shortly showing on the screen, inshallah. I wanted to come to you, Sister Zainab, and ask, what has been the impact upon life for women outside of work and having a career?
I think, as a whole, the work ethic in Europe can be quite unhelpful, especially the more west you go. So within Europe, in the UK we work some of the highest hours. So when you have a mother and a father who both do full-time work, it's not very conducive to